party be or US a friend of Democratic Party. If I want the Democrats. Now, that Democrats Party, it has been in existence for a very long time. Now, there were different people who were very influential, who are very influential in the Democratic Party. AyƐ US. Now, your friend will be Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden obia or follow international politics, and I say almost everyone knows say Joe Biden the outgone president of the of the United States of America. America for president or handing over to Donald Trump. Joe Biden. Now we want to study and read something about Joe Biden. Joe Biden almost 80 years, and I think he's living over 80 years now. He was a vice president of the US some time ago. Now, if you go and check who's president or whom Joe Biden was serving under, it was none other than Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Now, do you know the interesting thing? The first time Joe Biden now also be a flag bearer for the party, 1980s no that time no na Barack Obama na was university. The first time Joe Biden wanted to become flag bearer of the Democratic Party, Democrats, AyƐ US no na Barack Obama na was university na of course school na a student. The time na Joe Biden or a senator US politics no na Barack Obama no na onyan worry. Right? But in 2000, the year 2004 towards 2008, when Democrats needed a leader to lead them into an election, because that time no more opposition. Now, a brand new leader, no, they did not go to Joe Biden, even though Joe Biden wanted to contest it. They went for Barack Obama, who was a young guy. Joe Biden was way older than Barack Obama. Joe Biden was way more experienced in our politics than Barack Obama. Joe Biden was way experienced in our brabomo than Barack Obama. That notwithstanding, party can say Debbie time our dispensation they are finding themselves the best person to lead that party Barack Obama. Now here is the catch. After the Democratic Party, AyƐ US, voting Barack Obama, a small boy, obia or politics to become the flag bearer of the Democratic Party, AyƐ US. Guess who became the running mate? The running mate was none other than the most experienced politician, AyƐ Democratic Party as at that time, Joe Biden. Joe Biden did not say, because I am over 20 years older than Barack Obama, me running mate. Joe Biden did not say because Abraham me war parliament US honum now Barack Obama now a university student me running mate. You see, anybody who will become a great leader, be a great leader, you see through how the person is willing to serve. So who was the casting obiampono? You must be willing to serve. And that is why we have an example even in our Bible that obia oye nyameba nyakupomba oye Yesu no. He had to humble himself and wash the feet of his disciples. Anyone who thinks sick of because our sika and as our to me and as our experience into obia ntimi ka hwe kire no obia worshiping no sa person ntimi nya leader. A first red flag our leadership mo. Obi biase me was kind because I have money, obi antimi me ya de crowd, obi antimi chimenim and all those things no. San nipa no oye number one danger for any political party. And in 2008, Joe Biden oye penny no or hambo ni ho or brand new one say to become running mate for Obama. They went into the election. Obama won. Obama win here no. Joe Biden be vice president of the United States of America for 8 years. 8 years so the experienced Joe Biden became vice president of a small boy Obama. Joe Biden is over 20 years older than Obama. But small boy Obama no, or no, na nkofo say ombedi omunim, and it's not by your age. For 8 years, Joe Biden served. In fact, 2016, now Bianim say Joe Biden now be take after Obama for the leadership of the Democratic Party. But even now, 2016, Joe Biden yedima Hillary Clinton. But Joe Biden did not become bitter. He waited for his time, and his time came in 2020. Now look, the first time Joe Biden wanted to become president, now in 1980s move. Look at 1980s to 2020. It's over 35 years time before Joe Biden's time came to become flag bearer of the Democratic Party, and he eventually became president. And to say, Obi or MPP mu, you can even be in the MPP for 70 years. It does not mean say by force, you have flag bearer no more. Enya hinfie, enya hinsem. The fact say you came before somebody no does not mean say you have what it takes to rule a country at a particular time. That is why sometimes no, the firstborn is there, but the family will rely on the lastborn, because obia one in dispensation to shine. Everyone has their time to shine, and we are saying say the new patriotic party, where we are now, where we have arrived at now, with all the things that are going on, the best person to lead this party is Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. It does not matter if anybody has been in parliament for over 20 years. It does not matter if anybody has more money. It does not matter if anybody thinks, oh yeah, God, and we must all serve him. The country is crying for the leadership of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. That is it. And you must make peace with it. You must make peace with it. So now by implementing the ideas for 8 years. After 8 years, we will think about whoever will take after. But until then, no, penema will be using propaganda, especially propaganda. No, the a democratic process. You can go and campaign. You can go and say Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia no, say. And that's why yesterday I explained to you what the responsibilities of a vice president is. And yesterday I explained to you, say, all the people who are contesting to become flag bearer, they are part of the failures and the successes of the Akufo-Addo government. Obi be a person contesting for flag bearer, they were all part of Akufo-Addo's government. Dr. Bawumia now a vice president, Kiri Japan a board chairman. Board no, omu decided everything about a company. Boachi Jakuno a energy minister. Edu Chumno a minister of education. All of them. None of them can come and say, now me can't Akufo-Addo government no. So now let's go. Francis Mensah says that definitely Bawumia will win hands down, inshallah. Let's go to this businessman. He said Ochantro. He did this thing before election. Affected. Or you are there with the same thing before election. It affected us, but we kept quiet. We were thinking, we had moved past that. Brian too has served our government as Minister of Agric. They are part. So anything now because Akufo-Addo didn't do right now, none of them can excuse themselves. And everything Akufo-Addo got wrong, all of them can share the credit also. And I took the example of the police service yesterday because we call a constitution, the only part the law clearly says, as for this one there, vice president now person ISL or no. I showed you the transformation in the police service under Bawumia as the chairman. So this businessman goes to a Kennedy Japan if I'm saying event, and he goes to say something, and bloggers are sharing it all around. Kumasi said, bravo, my brother. Thank you so much. Bloggers are sharing it because it's bad news about Bawumia and his wife. So they are sharing it. And that's why we are here this evening.